Eliminating all insecurities from your life is both a luxury and a curse. You go to school, you graduate, and then you get a job. All with the anticipation that one day you'll never have to do any of it ever again. But what if you woke up one day and, mysteriously, you had everything you've always wanted? Would you still go to school? Would you quit your job? Or would you just stop trying? Be careful what you wish for, Eagles. Because taking the path most traveled leaves you vulnerable, predictable, and unadventurous. Sometimes the fear of crashing, burning, and starting all over is the best thing that can ever happen to you. Remember that, and stay foolish. More than 25 years ago, my family immigrated to this country with nothing but the clothes on their backs and a dream. Neither my mom nor my dad spoke any English, and when it came to finding work, they were often cheated and taken advantage of. My mom was a seamstress. My dad was a mechanic. With 3 kids and a 4th, me, later down the road, it was one apartment to the next. Sometimes in a neighbor's garage, and sometimes in the backseat of our family car. As time went on, things got better for us, more specifically my siblings. Around the time I entered this world, my family was fortunate enough to have purchased a home. The walls laid bare, riddled with holes and giant splotches of peeling paint. And the floor was a cheap plastic vinyl film slapped atop a cold, hard slab of concrete. It was the nicest thing we had ever owned. On multiple occasions, my father worked 2 jobs, and my mom was never too far away from a sewing machine. They worked day and night, never asking for anything in return, except that we might go on and pursue an education. An education. How'd I do? You don't care about money. When I think back to my childhood, I remember so many things. I remember going to the movies with my big sister. I remember playing Hot Wheels and Army Men with my big brothers outside. And I remember waking up early each Saturday morning, only to fall asleep again in the nest between my mom and dad. Like a sponge, I soaked up the love, and for that, I am grateful for my family. So why do they do it? Drop everything and start all over. In Mexico, my parents had everything they needed. A respectable job, food, shelter, and plenty of family members, the bare necessities. It would have been infinitely easier and safer to just stay in one place and ride out the rest of their lives. What kind of lives would they have led? What example would they have set for me? Where would we all be today if they hadn't taken that risk? My parents could not have possibly predicted that in 25 years, I would be class valedictorian, or that I would be going to Stanford. But one thing was certain. In Mexico, there was no better life. There was only sameness. My family's transition into this country was grueling. We lived on the edge of uncertainty, constantly teetering between security and doubt. However, after experiencing rock bottom, my mother and father emerged as some of the most resilient, dedicated individuals I have ever known. Who's to say they would have ever grown in such a way had they not embarked on that journey? Lucky for me, I was raised by them, and by default, some of their most admirable characteristics have rubbed off onto me. A desire to succeed, a love of learning, and a willingness to sacrifice. While I was taught explicitly to follow the rules and to think of my future, by example, my parents taught me to be daring and to take that risk. When I met my first girlfriend, I asked her on a date, and she said yes. When I joined Upward Bound, I worked hard and graduated with honors. When I signed up for 5 AP classes, I nearly died. But in the end, I had a semester GPA of 4.83 to show for it. Challenge yourself and do something that scares you. Believe in something, anything, and follow your gut. While it is important to live reasonably and fruitfully, the moment your life becomes predictable, you're not growing, and it's time to change. You never really know what you're truly made of until you fall flat on your face and have to start all over. My parents did, and I hope that one day I do too. To be honest, the thought of going away to college, of going to Stanford, is pretty freaking scary. It's absolutely terrifying, in fact. It's traveling away from home without mom and dad. It's finding new friends. It's building new relationships. It's redefining myself. But the funny thing is, we're to the challenge. Because I know that in the end, I promise you, I will be a stronger individual. I will be more willing to take that adventure. I will be more willing to live by my own rules. And I will be more willing to do what I love, no matter the consequences or the opinions of others. Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious." No matter how sure you are of your upcoming success or your inevitable failure, the future is unpredictable. So face the mystery, embrace it with open arms. Because even when you work hard and fail miserably, there's just as much to learn from living out of your car as there is going to Stanford. Thank you, Eagles. Congratulations and good luck.